As it finishes in Crystal Palace 2, Manchester City 2. Here's Pep.
The season start difficult, will be difficult all season. So you have to survive. It's a season to survive, a season to every game try to take points, to win games and go forward. So we know it, we feel it, and unfortunately we miss an important player for us this season for the next game against United at home. But in general, what they have done in these circumstances is really, really, really good. So we knew it that from the beginning, for everything was wrong and unlucky in many things, and we have to continue with that, with the players that we have in our disposal. Go to Champions League now in Turin and try to perform well and take our results.
So taking a look at the top of the table, Manchester City sitting fourth. Arsenal, of course, in action tomorrow, as is Chelsea. Liverpool's game against Everton was postponed because of the weather. Frank Leboeuf still with us.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but he's gone from a guy who's out there and he's the manager and the team to feel sorry for himself.
Yeah, he's talking about luck.
He's given up the ghost here, hasn't he? You know, it's going to be a difficult season, but it's a difficult season for a lot of people. You know, you have got injuries, but you still have good players on the field. Yes. You still had an experienced back four. You're giving silly goals away. You still had good players in the field. You still had Erling Haaland up front. You still had Jack Grealish and Doku and one or two others on the bench. It's not stuffed with talent like it usually is, but it's almost like he's saying, well, I can't win games. Crystal Palace were selling the roof in the summer. I mean, they sold the centre-half to Fulham, and then they were going to sell Mark Gay, the captain, to Newcastle. That went right to the wire. So, you know, Oliver Glasner's getting the rug pulled from under him, and he's just got to go out there and get results. He's not going to be out there moaning about how Crystal Palace sell players and don't buy players. And here we have a manager who's having a tough time, but he's to me, he's chucking it. He's chucking it. He's saying we can't. He's basically saying we have no chance of getting back in the title. That's not the message to send to these players. Come on, you've still got Bernardo Silva on the field. You've got Kevin De Bruyne on the field. You've got Erling Haaland on the field. You've got Ilkay Gundogan on the field. You've signed Savinho, right? You've got Grealish on the bench. You've got Matheus Nunes, who you signed for decent money from Wolves. You've got Diaz in there. You've got Walker in there. You've got Ederson on the bench. Come on. Yeah, pick your chin up, man. Sitting here saying, wow, it's going to be difficult for us. And you know, they've had it so good. And most of it's been down to him, that he seems like he can't figure out how to handle a bad run and some disappointing results. He can't. It seems like he's too used to going in the dressing room when 99% of the time it's positive. Now he's had to go in for the last 6 or 7 games and address the chins on the floor. And quite frankly, he's not dealing with it particularly well.
No, Frank, it's like moaning about luck, and you kind of think, well, you look at the team that was out there, as Craig says today. Yes, we know Rodri's out. We know he's important. But the quality of the players that City had at Selhurst Park today exceeded that at Crystal Palace pretty much in every position.
Yeah, I think for me, he has no much excuses in that matter because, yeah, he has the personnel to be better. And I really think that they should have done better, but in every positioning, it was a big mess today. I mean, lucky they are Ruben Dias, who saved a couple of actions from Crystal Palace. But unlucky for them, they had Kyle Walker, who was in a very bad day, being involved in the two goals. Yeah, they are not in a good sharp in the middle of the park, and offensively, again, they're very slow. Only on the second goal that they found a way to do better, to attack, to surprise by a change of pace the Crystal Palace defense. But otherwise, that's so slow. So we know how they play, and I think Guardiola will have to evolve if he wants to change something. He will have to evolve in a way that the opponents, they know how they play. So they play very low on the field, they're very compact, and it's very hard to surprise them. But because you don't change the pace, because you think of the quality or maybe the tightness that the opponent is going to get, that you're going to surprise them. It doesn't work anymore. So maybe at some point you will have to change something.
I feel like we've said everything there is to say about Manchester City. They're not in this title race, are they?
No.
They're done.
No, they're not. And they're not. They are done, and the manager's not helping. He's not. right? He's not. And then we saw Ruben Diaz after the Liverpool game get tetchy. He got tetchy with Jan,
Yeah,
he got tetchy with everybody else. But I tell you where they are. Apart from the results, every team in the Premier League, and I include probably Southampton at the bottom, Ipswich, Palace, the lot of them all feel that they can have a go at this.
Fancy their chances.
They fancy their chances. Now, start of the season and last year, no chance. Even Forest in midweek, where they won by 3. It could have been a whole different story had Ortega not pulled off a cracking save and Chris Wood hadn't missed a 1-on-1. So that was a kind of, and we said it at the time, no, forget that, they're not back. They just won the game. And Palace, like Frank said, Palace could have won this game today, particularly in the first half with the chances that they had. So yeah, the answer is quite simple. They're not in the title race, and they're talking themselves out of it as well.
Who would have thought Manchester United against Manchester City would be 4th versus 13th with both teams?
I tell you what, I don't even think I'm going to watch that one now.
Just turn it
A
off.
horrible Manchester derby.
See, I don't want that. I don't want anything to do with that. That, of
I
course.
mean, United will fancy themselves.
Well, why not? Most definitely. For the first time in a long time, going up against
Yeah,
City.
it's a bad situation.